All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin. Good morning, everyone. I mean, it is 6:10 a.m. Sydney time, so good morning for myself. I'm pretty sure you guys are all over the world at the moment. Some in UK, some in Asia, some in the American side. So it may not be morning over there for you guys. So wherever you are, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever you're doing. I just thought that it's timely. I've had all my reviews, I've had other shows as well, and I really wanted to connect with the fans. So this is a show where I'm going to open things up for you guys. As you can see, the pinned message is readily available. Have a look at the pinned message. You can join me today. This is, Talk Chelsea with MIZ. Live calling. So I would love to see fans come in and express their feelings about this particular win that we've had in the Champions League. I mean, we're not going to feel this way for a you never know. Hopefully we feel this way again soon, very soon, next season, but you just don't know. You know what I mean? Already a few people have logged in. We've got Carefree Hersey. Good evening. Thank you so much, Carefree. Champions of Europe, baby. You know what we are, champions of Europe. We've got Grant CFC, London is blue. Undoubtedly, London is blue. Undoubtedly. There is no conversations to be had here. We don't need to compare ourselves with Arsenal, Tottenham. They don't even come into the conversation anymore. 21-11 in the UK. So, 9-11. Wow. That's a crazy time. Chelsea perspective, big up Miz. What a birthday that was for you, man. 100, man. Amazing birthday. Already we've got a live caller here, my main man, Ishan. I'm going to bring him in. Ishan, my man, how you doing?
How does it feel to be a European champion 2 times, huh? How does it feel? You know what, Miss? In 2012, one thing that I remember is when we faced Bayern Munich, one day before I had a haircut. 2021, one day before I got my haircut.
But just remember to do it again if we make it to the final next season. Just one day before, have the haircut.
Yeah.
But Ishan, what a moment, man. You were there with me for the goal, for the live stream. You literally came a minute before that. And then the pass from Mason Mount and the finish from Kai Havertz. I mean, I just woke up, Ishan, literally an hour and a half ago. I woke up and I just woke up smiling. I was like, yeah, European champions, baby. How are you feeling, Ishan? How's the mood in India?
Oh my God, people are buzzing. I mean, Chelsea fans in India are always passionate. They always want to win. Yes, in England, it's always the passion is always high, and you always know what it means. But in India, we fans are also very, very passionate about it, and we're so happy. We woke up the whole night. The day, last night I slept at 8 a.m. I woke up whole night. I did not sleep.
Wow.
I could not sleep. I mean, how can you sleep?
Sleep is for the weak, bro. Sleep is for the weak.
You're 2 times champions of Europe. How can you sleep?
Exactly.
I watched our show again, and I was absolutely buzzing. I watched all the watch-alongs of Yunus and Matisse and all those superstars.
I did the same thing, bro. I just kept on watching everyone's videos.
Oh, it was one of the best nights of my life.
Brilliant. I'm gonna bring in Victor. Victor, my man, how you doing?
I'm good. It's not quite sunk in yet that we're champions of Europe, but I've been smiling all day. If you see Manchester now, Manchester is completely silent. All the City fans have packed up and go home. There has been some few City shirts, I would say, but the United fans have been intimidating. If you go around town at Manchester City Centre, all you hear, if you're in a city, you better not wear a City shirt if you go to Manchester, like the town of Manchester, because it will be horrible.
Wow, man. I mean, seriously, you must feel so good. I mean, I remember you said that you live in Manchester, but you're a Chelsea fan, of course. But how does it feel when you just get out of the house and just like swagger, just walking around like, yeah, what are you looking at?
It's amazing, really, because they've been giving us, especially me, they've been giving me stick all week before we got drawn with them in the final. They said, they're confident. And all we have to do is just take it, because we went in with bad form and they just won the title. So we just have to accept it that, oh yeah, they are a better team than us. But
Yeah.
at the end, the final is 50-50. Whoever turns up on the night wins it.
Exactly. And boy, did we turn up, man. I mean, Ishan, I want to ask you, like what Victor said, it's true. They kind of sort of, I think deep down they were scared, they were worried deep down, but up front they were like a little bit disrespectful in the sense that, oh, you know, that was just a B team and the C team you guys played before. We're going to absolutely wipe you guys off the planet. We're going to beat you guys 3-0, 4-0 in the final. But my days, we were in the watch along, Ishan, and there were times where Pep Guardiola was like, he just doesn't know. He was like, I don't know what to do. So I feel like he's been mentally been dismantled by Thomas Tuchel. I feel like Pep Guardiola is going to really struggle over the summer, like how to sleep, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Man City fans knew that it was not an easy game. Obviously, it was not an easy game. You know, we've defeated them twice, not once, twice. Yes, you can call that a B team, C team, D team, X team, Y team, Z team, whatever you want. But you know, a win is a win. You know, you cannot take anything away from that. A win is a win. We knocked you guys out in FA Cup semi-finals. You cannot take away anything from that. You know, and you know.
We stopped them from the quadruple. We literally single-handedly stopped them from the FA Cup and the Champions League. We stopped them from doing the quadruple.
And you know, Chelsea and Man City, these two teams are such that you doesn't matter if you play a B team or a C team or a D team. Every individual is huge.
Yeah.
They give their 100%. You know, and at the end of the day, it comes down to tactics. You know, how is Pep Guardiola making these 11 players play? How is Thomas Tuchel making these 11 players play? So at the end of the day, that it comes to that, and they've lost it twice. Once in FA Cup semis and once in Premier League. That too when we were 1-0 behind. You know, so that stayed in their mind, and definitely, you know, they were pretty much proud of the fact that they knocked out Paris Saint-Germain, and they just defeated 5-0 to Everton at home in the last Premier League game. They won Premier League, which is a huge thing, and kudos to them. Take nothing away from that. You know, on paper, on tactics, they were a better team, but then yes, you know, one thing which they had a concern is that they lost 2 times before. And Thomas Tuchel is a man you cannot ignore. You know, he'll bring out his best, and you cannot take anything away. Yes, we had a shaky end to the Premier League, you know, and that maybe might have boosted those guys, those Man City fans and everybody, thinking that you know, you guys are having
we got them. Yeah.
But I know.
No, go on.
Yeah, I think so. If Pep Guardiola, you know, would have played the basic team that he always plays, you know, keep a DM. Make an Aguero play there, or maybe a Gabriel Jesus play there, and bring up all the basic tactics that he does, that he's what he's best at. I think so we would have struggled, you know, because the Kai Havertz goal that we both witnessed together, that wouldn't have happened if Fernandinho was on the pitch, and I told you that right away.
Yeah, and they looked really good actually when Fernandinho came on. I just want to say, Test Merchant, I want to come on, but I'm feeling nervous. Come on, bro. Don't feel nervous. Just jump on. You got all the fans. We're just all fans. We're going to just chit-chat today. So jump on when you can. Victor, I do want to talk about this one. All the pundits expected City to win. We have clearly decimated their expectations. I mean, when are we going to start getting the respect from these pundits? Do you know what I mean? They walked in there thinking City are just going to paste us. Many of the pundits said that City was going to win. Do you know what I mean? They're going to comfortably win this. They've got egg on their face right now. Do you know what I mean? 3 times we've beaten City. 3 times in the space of 6 weeks, I believe. Something like about 6 weeks. So it's incredible what we've done, yeah?
Yeah, I agree. It's because it's all this facade that, you can't beat Pep 3 times. Pep knows how to get you the 3rd time. Pep is always ready. Pep is always this. Pep is always that. But you could tell from the lineup. When I saw the lineup first time, I knew he was rattled. I knew he wanted to go on Chelsea and because you could tell it's been on his mind. Those 2 losses weren't just normal losses. It's like mentally, we got to him. We could tell we got to him. Because if he just stuck to the way he played, it would have been a much more even game.
Yeah,
we'll never know. Because you could tell when Fernandinho came on, the teams were completely different. A lot more attacking. They had chances, but it's just it's just a thing where they think Pep has learned from his mistakes, and we've seen that he's not. You can tell he's still the same man who overthinks it. Who thinks, oh, this guy's got me. I'll probably have to get him again, or this, that's that, and he'll just overthink it. If he just plays it simple and does what he's meant to do, probably be different.
Yeah, no, absolutely agreed, man. Keep things simple. I test merchant, my man. You're here. Yes. How you doing, my man?
You're muted.
Are you on mute? I test merchant, you're on mute probably. Oh, still can't hear you. Maybe come out and come in again. Ryan, my man, how you doing?
Well, how can you not be great, you know? How can you not be
Absolutely.
great? Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable.
Man, what a night, huh? What a night.
I honestly, it's so surreal seeing a team. They lost 2 cup finals. They lost a cup final 2 weeks before this game. And to bounce back and win the biggest trophy in football, I mean, I don't know. I have no words. It's just unbelievable.
What do you say when people say that, this team's got mentality issues? Because that's what has been sort of thrown around a lot before this final. But clearly, there is no mentality issue. Maybe I suppose that mentality issue is in the sense that we need to take every game seriously. I get the feeling that the boys were really looking forward to the Champions League once we made it, and that's why we sort of lost a little bit concentration in the middle with all the other games. But I think these boys are very strong. If they want to focus, they're very strong. And I think this is what Thomas Tuchel was saying a couple of press conferences ago, that we need to be able to maintain this level, the level that we played in the Champions League final, every game. Like, for example, if we play Burnley next season in the Premier League, we need to keep that same mentality. So do you feel is it really a mentality issue, or it's more the sense of, I suppose, experience, just knowing to be ruthless winners all the time?
For me, it's exactly as you said. It's about being ruthless. I mean, I think the boys were worried when they were playing the FA Cup final about this final, if that makes sense. It was on the back of their mind, you know, they didn't want to get injured. And maybe, to be one of the greatest teams in history, you need to have consistency. And now I know we've won the Champions League, and that is amazing. But if they go on to win the Prem next season, for example, then we can easily count them as one of the greatest teams we've ever had.
100, man. 100. I mean, that is the next big thing, right? I mean, let's talk a little bit about it. First of all, transfer Tom. My man, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, man. I'm fine.
Good stuff.
I just want to put it like I'm not actually a Chelsea fan, but I just like to go on fans and always talk about football in general. So
fair enough.
If you want me to leave or whatever, then it's fine.
No. Man, this channel is open for everyone, man. It's not specifically for Chelsea. I love when other fans come in. Literally, I always bring in, you know, I've had fans from Leeds. I've had fans from, you know, all over the place, Southampton. So I'm more than happy to have you around. Talk to us. Well, what do you think about the Chelsea rise under Thomas Tuchel? I mean, from you not being a Chelsea fan, for someone looking from outside, obviously all of us lads here, we're so into it. So sometimes maybe we can't see everything. But what have you seen? What have you noticed from the outside, from the transformation that's happened since January?
Yeah. Well, what I can see from it is, being a Man United fan, I could see quite.
Oh no, we've got a Man United fan here. You know you're going to get banter now.
No. With it, where we were at the point where I think it was the 2018-19 season. Oh, I think it was around that time. No, I think it was. No, it was last season. Sorry. Chelsea and Man United finished exactly the same points, but we had a better goal difference, and we ended up finishing. I think we finished third, and Chelsea ended up finishing fourth. But I think the one thing was, you take it from there. When I look at it as a Man United fan, I take it from there, and then I look at it now, where Chelsea have just gone and won the Champions League. They look a lot, you know, the better team than us. They had an amazing transfer window, you know, amazing ownership. Everything at Chelsea is on the rise right now. And when I compare it to, say, such as my club, I think it's kind of it's just a steady ship at the moment, where with Thomas Tuchel, it's been more than a ship. It's just been steam train. It's been like a steam train more than a ship, to be honest with you. Just steam train straight to the Champions League final. And I think when you obviously sacked Frank Lampard, there was a lot of questions over that and stuff. But I think one thing that I think a lot of Chelsea fans does need to give is I think Lampard does deserve the respect of he brought in a lot of good players, and he developed a lot of young players. And I think he wasn't the man to take you long term to win major honours, to win major trophies, but he built the club for somebody else to come in and win those major honours for you. If you get the gist of what I'm trying to
100%
get there. Like I look at it from a Man United perspective, I don't think Ollie's the man to win us major trophies. I think we need, a new manager out there, but I think he can put the club in good stead for a new manager to come and do that. And I think it's kind of similar to what Thomas Tuchel's done, to be honest with you. But listen, when you can outdo Pep 3 times and you make Pep have to overthink and do something drastically different by not playing CDM, Tuchel obviously has something over him. And I think when he goes into that Premier League season next year, I think there'll be 2 managers that he will fear, and one of them will be Tuchel, and the other one's probably Klopp. To be honest with you, so it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. And like you've said about this Chelsea team, it's only going to get better because you're obviously going to invest this summer. And this wasn't even Thomas Tuchel's players. This wasn't even his players. None of these players were his. Some of these players will Conte in that. So
yeah, man, 100% agree, Tom. I mean, it's amazing to hear from other fans exactly what they think about Chelsea. It's really refreshing, especially from Man United fans as well, level-headed. Obviously with all the turmoil they've had with Villarreal, that was pretty insane. Test Merchant, you're here. Can we hear you this time?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I just need to tell you something. Test Merchant he's just a supporter of all Chelsea fans, YouTube channels out there. And it's finally so good to see him on a channel. I'm not really sure. Have you featured anywhere else?
No, I haven't. This is the first time.
This is a blessing. This is a blessing. This is a blessing. My man, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously, I'm really happy with the Champions League final. But the days before, I was I didn't think we had a chance because I'm a really pessimistic fan in general. I don't know if you know Chelsea Daily on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am kind of similar to him. I saw the Arsenal result and the Aston Villa result, and I was like, oh, City are going to wipe the floor with us. But then I just think, we're just not a good match for Man City. The way we play is just not, they don't like that style. It's just not 100%. A good fit. Even without Fernandinho, it didn't matter. Because every time City would try to press us, we would just long ball off the pitch. A team where Kai Havertz heads the ball down for Pulisic and Timo Werner, and they start running around. And as soon as you hit the long ball, there's only 2 defenders there. So there's so much space for the 3 of them, Mason Mount and stuff. So I just think it was just not a good match for Pep. I don't know how he's gonna figure out how to play with the system we play. Because
I hope he never figures it out. I hope he keeps losing all the time. No, but completely understand what you're saying, man. We're a good match for Man City. They don't like playing us. They really don't. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about this comment. It's very interesting. Tyrone, thanks so much for this comment. Do you think we might use 5-3-2-1 next season in some games? We used that on Saturday. By the way, someone, can you mute yourself? I can just hear myself. I don't know. Maybe someone from your side. Everyone just mute yourself until I sort of reach out to you guys. That way I won't hear the echo. We used it on Saturday when Kovacic came on for Mount. Ishan, I'll go to you first up. Lots of talk now. We're still celebrating, and we should be celebrating until at least when the next season, the Champions League starts. But as a fan, we are going to ponder what it's going to look like next season. So let's have a little bit of conversation. We've got all the fans here. By the way, 41 people logged in. Smash the like button and check out the pin message. If you do want to join the panel today, it's a live call-in. Join and, let us know your feelings. Ishan, this is a very interesting one. 5-3-2 is probably what I'm thinking as well could be the evolution of the formation. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if Thomas Tuchel's absolutely just going to, clean up the 3 at the back and he's just going to forget. I feel like if it's not broken and if it's working, you continue until you sort of see that it is broken and it needs some sort of evolution. I feel like, however, he may go with the 3 in the middle as opposed to double sixes, and then have 2 strikers up front, like maybe a Werner with a Lukaku. Do you know what I mean? So that one, what Tyrone said on, we used it on Saturday when Kovacic came on. It's true. Kova came on from Mount, and it looked a bit of a different dynamic. I'm not saying drop Mount. No way you're dropping Mount. Do you know what I mean? He can just drop into midfield. But what's your thoughts about this formation?
Yeah, listen. This whole just after Thomas Tuchel came, we've shifted to back three, and right from minute one, right from game one, Thomas Tuchel is the man who made this formation look good with these players. Yeah, he knew that yes, with the set of players that we have, yes, defense suddenly out of nowhere became our most biggest problem. So what we'll do is that bring an extra man in the defense. We'll go to a back three, and then we'll play. So right from match one, right from minute one, he made these players play good in a back three. Right now, if this man can make these players all keep in mind that none of these players are in Thomas Tuchel's plans. Right, he came as an interim coach. He did not knew that these are the players he's going to play with. So he made these players play as in a back three for a whole season, now winning the Champions League, right? It is in Thomas Tuchel's hand that if he wants a back three, he can make these players play in back three. If he wants a back four, he can make these players play their best in back four. What we know is that we can believe in this manager to take these decisions and make these players good with few of his signings of his choice, and also with the preseason coming. We can rely on any formation that he wants. We'll have to believe on that. But now, I really get the fact that why fix anything which is not broken only. But the thing we need to see is that we are actually sacrificing one attacking player and playing one extra defensive player, right?
Correct.
Now,
Correct.
This whole season, since Thomas Tuchel came, you can see that each and every game, apart from that Crystal Palace game, we have not scored past 2 or 3, maximum 2, I think so. So that's where we need to think about a little bit more, that we are not getting the maximum number of goals. Yes, we've created a lot of chances, but then we need goals. For that, we need an extra man on the box. We need an extra man as an attacking player. For that, we need to sacrifice the back three. Now, if you say we're playing the back three, I'm afraid that we cannot do that. Yes, you can play that. No worries about that, But then if you want an extra man in front, if you want your Ziyech and Callum Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic and Mount, Havertz, look at the amount of wingers and attacking players that we have. If you want to utilize most of these, you need to have that one extra player in the attacking position. And yes, sacrifice one of them in the defense. We will have to do that. If you want more goals in the next season, I think so we'll have to do that.
100%.
So for me, if you'd ask, I will go with the back four next season. I think so. Even he will tend to go to a back four next season. But then, yes, if you want a back five, no problems, because he knows, the manager that we have, he knows how to bring out the best of each players that we have. Doesn't matter any position we play.
Nah, for sure, man. Bobby, my man, how you doing? First of all, talk to us how you feeling about us being the European champions again. And secondly, also talk about what's your thoughts about, the formation. Lots of talk about what's going to happen next season. Many think that, maybe it was just a 3 this season. But I tend to think why fix anything if it's not broken? Completely understand what Ishan's saying, but it's not like we're not creating opportunities. We are creating a lot of opportunities, which is not finishing. So what's your thoughts, Bobby?
Hey, Miz. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me on your stream. I'm glad you've gone interactive. You guys that stream a lot, and a lot of us that try and support you, what's happened to us is so big that I think, being interactive, at least for this period while we all try and come down from this high, if that's
100.
even possible, is a wonderful thing to do. I mean, Miz, just like any Chelsea fan, I mean, I'm still pinching myself to try and find out if I'm dreaming. It's just a wonderful feeling. It's so blessed. I feel so blessed to have seen my club win the European Cup not once, not twice, and even look like they have the potential to do it again. I'll be so bold as to say. This talk of formations, it kind of amuses me a bit, if that's the right word, because the real thing here is, Chelsea definitely, Tuchel is going to have his team next season with the ability to play different formations. Back three, back four, they will do it. I personally believe we already have the defenders already, and we should add someone like Mark Geehee from the academy who has been out on loan to come and join the squad and learn while we still have Thiago Silva. Now, the issue here for Chelsea, it's not what formation we play, if I may be so bold as to say. It's about us scoring goals.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at every single game we've played this season, we didn't lose because of our formation. We actually lost because we couldn't score. We've made a bucket load of chances. Even in the Champions League final, we should have won it 3-0. You know,
100.
Pulisic missed the sitter. Havertz,
Timo Werner in the first 10 minutes. 10 minutes, Bobby.
He missed two. So, you know, what we need to focus on is get the rest of our players scoring, get this striker in place. And I'm not sure it really matters what formation we're playing. If we score the goals from the chances we create, we'll be talking of us not only being a great defensive side, but perhaps one of the best offensive sides in Europe. And, you know, we put our defense under so much pressure and an obligation to keep a clean sheet because we don't, we don't score. We don't outscore the opponents. I mean, on Saturday, God was so kind that they didn't, they didn't equalize with Mahrez last minute chance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's what happens when you don't put away. If he had done that, we'd be talking today about the chance that Pulisic missed.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the issue is us scoring goals before anything else.
Man, that was so beautifully said, Bobby. Honestly, you're a humble soul. There's no doubt about that. Please always make sure whenever I have these interactive shows, talk Chelsea with Miz, please make sure if you can make the time and come in. But yeah, so well said. Gugu Lethu here pretty much echoes what we've just mentioned. Formations aren't that important because they change during the game depending on the situation. So true, because it looks like we're playing with the three at the back, right? That's how it starts. But then it sort of shifts. When we go to the right, it's not always three at the back. Sometimes it becomes two, and the right CB kind of becomes a right back, and then the right wing back really becomes the winger. So it all keeps changing all the time. Victor, I want to talk to you about this particular comment here. Alex, my man, thank you so much for joining. You're another one that's always supported this channel. I always want to say thank you to you. As thrilled as I'm going into next season, history says we bottle it after reaching each highs. Post 2012 season, Jose's second season after his return, Conte's second season. I don't know, man. I mean, history does suggest that, but I feel like this is different. We've got a lot of young players, and Thomas Tuchel has been saying that we are very, very hungry. These players are hungry to continue. Mason Mount, post-match, they sort of said to him, you must feel like you're at that world-class level. And he straight away said, no. Don't put me in the world-class level yet. I got a lot of work to do. I got to get a lot better. I feel like this set of group of players, they're very humble and they will try and win. The Premier League is the huge one. So how do you feel, Victor? Do you think there's going to be complacency, or do you think we're going to go out there and absolutely annihilate it?
It depends on a lot of things. First, you said you were right. The players are very young. Under Conte and under Mourinho, you can tell, like, after the second season, we really needed to rebuild, start replacing positions. Because you remember, after the second season of Conte, we basically did not have a striker for the first 6 months because Diego Costa said he didn't want to play for Chelsea anymore. And Morata, he started off well, but at the end, he didn't really do too much. It just depends how we rebuild, if we are planning on rebuilding, and the transfers we bring in. And also the players are really young, so it will take a while. We basically have a squad that could put us on for another 10 years. Because if you think Chilwell's 22, Mount's 22,
Havertz 21,
Havertz 21, Timo's 24.
Yeah,
even players like Christensen, Rudiger's still quite young. 27, 28. Mendy's young for a goalkeeper. We still have a lot of players, and even the right back position, Reece James, we already have a replacement for that for Aspie if he decides to fizz out next season. So we have a lot of players to build on compared to the other seasons where we won as like a more experienced team, where next season we had to rebuild and start looking for positions to replace some other positions, than this season where we just need 2-3 more signings, like a striker, a DM, a centre back, and we'll be all good for next season to challenge for the top spot.
Yeah, man, 100%. I feel the same way as well. It's a bit different. Ron, I'll get you in.
Please, can I ask
Bobby.
a question, please?
Sure.
Something that I feel is so important for us next season, and why we need to add to the squad and add real quality to the squad. You know, it's common knowledge. You know, the Premier League now has to be a target, but we have a multiplicity of targets next season. We have got to win the World Club Cup. We have
Super
got
Cup,
to win
Bobby.
the
Super Cup.
Yeah,
the lot. We got to win a lot.
Well, those three are the primary targets. You know, the World Club Cup comes around so rare. You've got to win the Champions League before you can even have a prayer of it. Now, we made a pig's ear of it the last time. We've got to make it count, because that's what takes you into the level of prestigious clubs that we belong now.
No, absolutely well said, Ryan. It's true. I mean, we've got a lot of things to win. We can't be sitting down. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy we won the Champions League, like all you guys. You guys are ecstatic. You guys are all happy. But we want more. Do you know what I mean? The Super Cup's going to be coming around. I believe the Super Cup comes early, right? That's good. Now, you know what? Before even the Super Cup, oh no, we don't play the Charity Shield. That's for FA Cup winner and the Premier League winner. Anyway, who cares about that one? The Super Cup comes in early. Then obviously the Club World Cup. So Ryan, you're not sitting back and just relaxing here. You want the team to do well, yeah?
Absolutely. I just want to say one thing on the formation thing. You have to remember also that the caliber of other managers in our league right now. You have a Klopp, you have a Pep, you have an Ancelotti. David Moyes is very tactically astute as well. You can't go into the next season playing three at the back. We saw what happened with Conte. He got found out pretty fast and he didn't change it. So I would say formation-wise, I would like to see a little bit of a change. And then, but that also comes down to the versatility of our players. You know, we have players that can play in multiple positions. I know we were linked to Traore yesterday, and I think that's a great purchase. He can play a wing back, and maybe he has the power or the strength, I should say, to even maybe potentially play as a right back. So again, that's a great signing in my opinion.
I think Hakimi probably. I feel like Traore he's another one of those inconsistent players.
He's got 80 million though euro. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what Inter are doing. And in terms of winning more stuff, I want to say one more thing. We don't have really a full preseason this year again because of the Euros. I expect France and England to go quite far. Obviously, praying that happens. So we won't have a lot of our players back, and so Tommy T won't have a lot of time to work with them again, which is a bit upsetting. But yeah, 100% we can go for more. We need a striker, and we definitely need a new DM, because you cannot put all the emphasis on Jorginho, who will be 30 next year. Kante will be 31. As much as Kante is probably the best player in the world, in my opinion. We need a new DM. And I think if we get those two positions, maybe I'm not so sold that we need a new centre-back. I'm not sure whatever Thomas Tuchel wants, basically. If he thinks we need a new centre-back, then get a new centre-back. But for me, we have Kurt Zouma, one of the most aerial dominant centre-backs in Europe. You can look at his stats. You have Christensen, another great passer of the ball, all round good, just a great centre-back. Rudiger, absolute warrior. And Thiago Silva. And another point that Bobby said, Reece James's development this year wouldn't have been possible without Thiago Silva. You see the bond that they have, after. And when, I don't know if you saw this, when Thiago Silva was going off, Reece James whispered in his ear, "We will win this for you." I thought, what a moment. What a moment. It was amazing. But I think 100% we can go for more, but we need to get our targets. And I want the club to be aggressive. I mean, I'd be happy if they signed Lukaku this week, I want them to get it done before the Euros.
Nah, man, that'd be amazing if we get Lukaku this week. But I completely understand. We need to be aggressive in this transfer window. I need to talk about this comment, which goes very hand in hand with what we're talking about. Only issue to look out for is fatigue for the players. It's been a long season, then the Euros this summer, and next season has 6 competitions with the Club World Cup. It's pretty much what Bobby and Ryan has been saying as well, that, we're not going to have time to do preseason, this and that. And I'm pretty worried as well. Like after Euros, I'm hoping every player stays fit and injury-free, nothing major happens, and we don't have a calamitous start next season. But it is true. We need to be aggressive, and we need to, get new players in. So make sure that 6 competitions next season, we need fresh players all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need like at least 3 or 4 players just to like boost the squad up as well, and selling players as well. Like some of the deadwood of the squad, like they need to go and replaced by the 3 or 4 players. And also, I think, is African Cup of Nations in January next year.
Yeah. So Mendy will be gone. Do you know what I mean? And Ziyech.
And Ziyech as well. So that's a problem. So like the Traore links, like I know people, it's not a popular one, but like he can fill in a right wing back and right wing.
I just liked it, Traore. I just liked it.
I'm a huge fan. Like I used to follow Middlesbrough as well. While he was in Middlesbrough, and because Middlesbrough was my second club, so like when he played for them, I used to go and watch him at live, and he was amazing. So he's always been one of my favorite players. But yeah, his end product is a bit sketchy sometimes, but his dribbling's amazing. Like he just runs through the whole length of the field. But yeah, I just want to pick up on the point from earlier because like about winning. I think like it's kind of easy to motivate them because Chelsea finished like 30 points behind Man City, and the gap has been there for ages, for like 3 or 4 seasons now. Like we've been behind Man City for so long, and the Premier League for me, in my opinion, is like more prestigious than the Champions League, just because of the sheer amount of competition there is in the Premier League and the money divided across the teams. Like everyone's like can buy these top level players, and you have these top level managers facing against each other. It's such a difficult league to win, which is why when you win it, like it's just so enjoyable. And we haven't won it since like 2017. So I think that's something the players should be thinking about. Like we need to close the gap from Man City. We need to bring back the Premier League to Stamford Bridge.
That's right, baby. That's right. And Thomas Tuchel has been saying he wants to chase down Man City. I completely get what you mean in terms of prestige. Look, I don't know if I would say prestige. I'd say I think to win the Premier League is a lot harder than to win the Champions League. I think Champions League is it's a competition phase. It becomes a knockout sort of situation, whereas Premier League is over 38 games. It's grueling. It's gruesome. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not like all the other leagues. Like this is a tough league. It's not like Bayern Munich where you can just run away, and Bayern Munich's won it like 9 years in a row. It's insane. Guys, we have to talk about N'Golo Kante. First of all, shout out to Kaif to bringing this in. Bobby, I'll go to you first up. I've been saying that Kante deserves the Ballon d'Or because I feel like he's done a madness. He's absolutely done a madness. I think round of 16, there was second leg, Atletico Madrid, man of the match. Semi-finals, Real Madrid, first leg, second leg, man of the match. Final, man of the match. I mean, Bobby, it'd be a daylight robbery if he doesn't get it, right?
Oh, for sure. If football is to mean anything, and if football is really for the people, as it were, he's got to win the Ballon d'Or. It would be a real disgrace, in my opinion, if we get Messi winning it again, or Ronaldo winning it again, or some other forward that has managed to...
they're saying Lewandowski, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, any other time, I would agree with that. But, we've got this guy. I read the story of N'Golo Kante. He started in professional football quite late. I think he was collecting trash with his father on the streets of France. I mean, the guy has been there, and, everybody knows how humble and unassuming he is. He drives this old car, but football's not
Mini
about,
Cooper. Bobby, he drives a Mini Cooper.
Exactly. But football is not about your personality. It's about what you do on the pitch. And boy, does he do it on the pitch. I just think we've got to give him the Ballon d'Or, in my opinion. I wouldn't be able to understand it if he doesn't get it.
Honestly, Bobby, a lot of people are saying Robert Lewandowski, but I mean, look, I get it. For me, if Kante goes and has an amazing Euros for France, case closed. But Modric won it, and I guess obviously for World Cup, he had a good tournament there. Similarly, Kante, he's pretty much without Kante. I don't know if we go this far. Do you know what I mean? His work rate, his defensive abilities, the way he destroys opposition players. Honestly, I feel like he has to be in the mix, man. And Robert Lewandowski. I mean, it's not that difficult in the German Bundesliga. Let's be honest, it's really not that difficult. Do you know what I mean? So,
plus, Kante is a World Cup winner. Neither Ronaldo, Messi, or Lewandowski have won the World Cup. I mean, he's up there already, even without winning the Euros.
Exactly. I completely agree. Ishan, this is something that blew my mind when I saw this yesterday. This comment. Harrison, thank you so much for this comment. Miz, do you know Chelsea only trailed 5 minutes in the entire Champions League season this year? There's some records saying, obviously, we hold the record for the Premier League, right? For least amount of goals conceded under Jose Mourinho. We won the league then. Now we hold the record in the Champions League as well. I mean, how much praise do we need to give, obviously, Mendy as a goalkeeper, clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet, and our defense, especially three at the back, and the entire team, obviously, they all defend as a unit. But, man, seriously, what do you have to say about that defensive organization and a little bit about Mendy as well, man?
Yeah, first of all, Mendy, absolute, what a buy for Chelsea Mendy is, it couldn't have been any better, he's also such a humble guy. He's down to earth. He came from Rennes. Yes, again, we could have gone to Donnarumma and all those stuff, but now it's not required. Mendy has shown his class. Mendy has shown his talent. He's one of the best keepers in the world now. In this season, you can say, hands down. Yeah. So Mendy is one part, and the second part comes Thomas Tuchel's whole analogy of his defensive tactics, where the defense begins right from our center forward or a false nine or whatever we're playing from. Right from that man, we start defending, we hunt for balls, and each and every person will have somebody else marked, so that we can get the ball as soon as we lose.
Yeah.
The reason why we have this defensive record is because we do not allow much possession in our own half to the opposition. Even we saw in this Man City's game against the final, we did not allow much possession. Yes, they were 60-40, we were 60-40 at the end, but then as an overall basis, if you see, I think so it's the ability of this team to take the ball back as soon as we lose it, and and the prime man to do that is N'Golo Kante. Hands down a Ballon d'Or award winner for me this season, and that's why I want France to go up there in this Euros. I want them to at least reach the semi-finals, so that it cements N'Golo Kante's position in Ballon d'Or. What concerns me is Robert Lewandowski got, robbed, last season when he was there was no Ballon d'Or, and he was a straightaway winner, clean winner.
100%.
So
True.
I'm not sure if they would, absolutely neglect the last year's performances and give a fresh new start to this season, or would they consider something from the last year? If they consider something from last year, Robert Lewandowski will have some hold on that first position, in Ballon d'Or. But then if you talk about this year's performance, give it to Kante, hands down. I mean, what a performance for the whole season, not just Champions League, but also the Premier League. If we could have won the FA Cup finals, that would have added something more to it.
Sure.
Then yes, and what one crazy record is about Kante after winning this Champions League in terms of winning major trophies. Kante is up with one World Cup, two Premier Leagues and one Champions League. He's up with
and Europa League as well. So
oh my
Europa
God!
Cup as well.
Then
so
did he overtake Thierry Henry?
I think he's like with Pedro, the only two other players. So Pedro and himself. I could be wrong. Live chat, let us know. He's like between him and Pedro are the only ones that have done this illustrious.
Pedro won just one Premier League.
Yeah. So only a few have won World Cup, Champions League, Europa League, and the Premier League. Only a few have done this combination. I think Pedro is the other one there. I could be wrong. Live chat, let me know.
I'm not sure if Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry, he hasn't won the Champions League, so he hasn't done that.
He
so
did.
he's
He
not-
won it with Barcelona.
Oh yeah, he won it with Barcelona.
He-
Right.
He has won Champions League.
Yeah,
He
fair
won Champions
point.
League. He won 2 times Premier League, and he also won the World Cup. But I'm not sure about the Europa League. If they won the Europa.
Brilliant. Live chat, let us know because we're a bit confused. Someone said this yesterday. Lambs, you are finally here on my channel. Look at this. I love. You know what? I don't have enough female presence in this channel. I wish I had a lot more female presence, but I'm so glad you're here, Lambs. Tell me exactly how you're feeling.
Mate, first of all, big ups to yourself, Miz, and what a time to make a debut on your channel as well. We are the kings of Kings Road, yeah? Are the goddamn kings of Europe. Oh my God, yeah? Timo Flop, yeah, has a Champions League medal, yeah? Shai Havertz has a Champions League medal. Kepa Arrizabalaga has a Champions League medal. Inject it.
Emerson has a Champions League medal.
Oh my God.
Emerson.
I honestly can't believe it. Like it's oh my God. And the thing is, I was so nervous, especially after watching Man United's final, and I was just thinking, oh my God, because their mentality towards the back end of the Premier League season, it showed in their performances, it showed in their results. A similar situation for us. Like, I was very worried the mentality thing would come into play, especially after the FA Cup final against Leicester. But oh my God, these man fixed up. They came through. N'Golo Kante, I can't believe people actually tried to tell me earlier this season he wasn't world class. To all of those people,
shame on them, Lance. Shame on them.
Exactly that. Eat your words. I honestly can't believe it. Like, it still hasn't sunk in. Like, even now to this day, it's been like 2 days, and my voice still hasn't fully come back because the celebrations, man. It's just been it's
look at you, man. The joy, the tears of joy are coming out. I completely understand, Lamps. I was in tears in my review, man. I couldn't hold it back. Jules saw it. Jules was there.
I saw.
Do you know what I mean? I woke up this morning. It's Monday morning here in Sydney, 6:57 a.m. I woke up literally, and I just sat on my bed, and I was like, "Champions of Europe, baby! Champions of Europe!" And I just woke up all happy. Jules, my man, I love you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, bro. I kind of slept all day, to be honest, because the night after the Champions League, I just couldn't sleep. I was just too excited. So it's kind of like screwed my sleeping pattern a bit.
It was brilliant to share the moment with you, my man. It was brilliant to share the moment.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
It was amazing. Like, I sat back and I started thinking about, how did this happen? We were losing to Arsenal and all that, right? Then I started thinking to myself, that's the way it is. Sometimes you have to stumble to learn how to walk properly, isn't it? True. So we fell against Leicester in the FA Cup final. Then we did course correction. We used the same call, went to Arsenal, that played against Leicester game 1, then lost to Aston Villa. Then we course correct. This is what I never had. Guardiola, he kept on changing the team and all that, right? So one, he killed his own momentum with a core team. And 2, he didn't play his best team so that he could course correct when he made a mistake. He sort of thought, we're just going to bring our best team and then they'll beat anybody. Whereas we were using our best team or our best core. And so what we were doing is we were kind of like fine-tuning it all along. And so when we met them in the final in Porto, my God, I was like, which one of these teams won the Premier League again?
He overthought once again. Like, how?
You know what? Tuchel.
Final with no CDM, bro.
Unbelievable. Tuchel is inside his head. Thomas Tuchel's inside his head.
That's part of it. That's part of it. But the other part of it is the arrogance.
Rent-free.
And the part of it is the arrogance. The whole idea of, I'm not going to play my best team. I'm going to save it for the final. It's sort of like the kid who has a new shoe, or he has so many nice shoes. They're going to, I'm never going to worry until this occasion, until that occasion. And then when it gets to time, they realize, oh God, I just outgrew my shoes. I can't wear them. That's exactly what happened.
guys, people keep saying that Pep overthought this game, but that is so incorrect. Pep didn't overthink the game. If Pep and I picked this up from a stream just before this, Miz. If Pep had started with Fernandinho, he loses something in Man City's offense and creates more space for the likes of Mount to put pressure on the centre backs of Man City, which is how we beat them before. No. So he was trying to compensate for the mistakes he made before. The place I thought he did make a mistake was by not starting Aguero. That was the mistake. Yeah. But playing around with the midfield like he did was trying to find an option to what Chelsea had done to him in the previous 2 games.
Yeah, there's something to that because, I mean, Fernandinho or not, you have Timo Werner stretching you left, right, and center. Because Timo makes a lot of runs. And it doesn't matter whether he scores or not. You know how I feel about Timo. He has a clean slate from now anyway. But the runs makes all defenders and defensive midfielders really uncomfortable. And Chelsea can play long balls too. That's what people haven't learned yet. When we do our cue passes at the back, when Timo makes a run, or say when Kai starts to make a run on the flank, we can just pin a long ball, and then just goes past the CDM. So I think Pep saw it, and then he decided, okay, I'm not going to play a CDM, I'm going to do something different. I would still argue that he maybe overanalyzed it too much because I think in the first half, it's pretty obvious that he didn't need a CDM. Because we just dominated them in the first half. Second half, they got it together, but then once we're leading, it's almost impossible to score against Chelsea when they take a lead these days. I think only West Brom has done it since Thomas Tuchel has been in. I'm not sure whether I'm correct on that. But really hard to score against Chelsea because defensively, we've been solid. Whoever thought Chelsea could defend area balls? How did that change so quickly? I have no idea how that happened.
Bro, we've only conceded 4 times. 4 times in the Champions League. We were only behind for 5 minutes in the Champions League. Only 5 minutes in the entire Champions League we were behind. Do you know what I mean? Only for 5 minutes, which is unbelievable. But look, I completely get Bobby's point about Aguero. The thing is, he hasn't played Aguero the whole season, which I find it a bit strange. He's gone with that false 9. I mean, I don't understand. Like, false 9 is never going to work with the 3 at the back because you've got 3 defenders. The whole ideology of false 9 is to drag a centre-back out. But if you're dragging the middle centre-back out, you still have the 2 of Rudiger and Azpilicueta. So false 9 has barely worked with 3 at the back, especially with the wing-backs tucking in. Do you know what I mean?
He would have been better off with Aguero than Sterling.
For a back 3. Why are you going to play a back 3 against Chelsea with no CDM? That is foolishness. That is.
Yeah, I think it's partly. Let's not underestimate what our defenders were doing. Because if it was any other defense, we would have conceded. Let's be honest. I mean, does anybody remember that ball that Rudiger just came in and did that weird tackle?
Yeah, the block, first half.
Yeah,
first
9
half.
out of 10.
That's true.
9 out of 10. That's a penalty or that's going in.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what kind of player. It's just that the defense has been quality. I mean, Rudiger, when he plays, is just unbelievable. And I think there's a new sense of confidence that's in the team, and they're all willing to try something different.
Even the clearance by Aspie when he kicked him, when he sent the ball over the bar.
Yeah.
Reece James intercepting
Christensen
Sterling.
as well.
Christensen, 95th minute block.
Yeah.
The
defense is awesome.
So it can be a tactical thing, but what's really happening is our players have been pumped up in a way that I've never really seen in this squad for a very long time. And I think the first time I noticed it, I was actually watching a watch along from Eunice. And that was when Tuchel came in his very first game. And Jorginho took the ball, he did a dribble, and then he moved forward. And Eunice's comment was, Jorginho can actually move forward? And I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing something really special here.
See, me and Eunice think alike, because this is what I've been feeling.
That was the first thing.
The whole
and Kovacic got the ball, and then he just made several dribbles, and he was going straight forward. I'm like, Tuchel is doing something special here.
100, man. It's all about how you want to set up, right? Under Thomas Tuchel.
This is the best I've seen Jorginho under Tuchel since he's arrived at Chelsea. The best manager I've seen him under has been Tuchel, not Sarri, not Lampard, certainly not Lampard.
Oh, he's playing better than he was
at
at Napoli.
everyone.
Do you know what? Do you know what, guys? It's so timely. We do need to spend the next few minutes and talk about this because I feel like Jorginho deserves a lot of praise. He gets so much hate, and I want to go to Grant. Grant, a newbie. Grant, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Do
just-
you remember the last time I came on your stream? What I told you about Rudiger?
You said he was the boss, my man. You said he was the boss.
I already know that. I already know. Rudiger
Tell
is
me
the
a
most
little bit. Tell me a little bit about Jorginho, my man. I mean, what's your thoughts on Jorginho?
He gave us a good game Saturday. Best game that he played in Chelsea was Saturday. I didn't have any problem with him. I don't have any problem with him on Saturday. Best game.
Brilliant.
Best game he played.
Brilliant. Ishan, I'll go to you, my man. As I said, I do want to spend a bit of time talking about Jorginho before I go to this particular commentary. I mean, he gets so much abuse, so much slander in the fan base. Even now, after winning Champions League, there's certain people still don't appreciate him. Do you know what I mean? They still think that, nah, you know what? He can't cut it in the Premier League. We need something different. We need a Declan Rice. I get it. Get a Declan Rice, but you don't need to. You don't need to get rid of Jorginho. Get a Declan Rice, but you don't need to get rid of Jorginho. So, Ishan, how do you feel about this, man?
Yeah, listen, we all as Chelsea fans, we need to understand that every midfielder that we have, they have their advantage and their disadvantage, right? So even if Kante is one of the best centre mids in the world, he also has something which he cannot do, which is a holding midfielder position, right? He's not a natural CDM, so that's one thing which he doesn't have. Similarly, Jorginho, in Jorginho's place also, he has certain things which is not in his caliber. You know, he cannot go forward, dribble past 6-7 players. He cannot, shoot the long ranges. So there are certain things which that are not in his arsenal, and we need to accept that. But one thing which Jorginho is good at, he's doing that whenever he gets the chance to play, and that's what Chelsea is taking out of him, right from Maurizio Sarri. And Maurizio Sarri also, being such a renowned manager in world football, he his first priority signing in Chelsea was Jorginho, and there is a reason behind that. And that reason, that the advantage that Jorginho holds in his play, that was well determined by Thomas Tuchel in this whole tenure since he came in Chelsea, and that was nurtured. Each and every game he played, he knew his position, he knew his role, whatever he could, whatever he couldn't. The things which he couldn't, he did not try, and that's the best part. We could see under Lampard, the things that he could not do, he was trying to do those things. Get the long range shot, try to dribble pass. That is not needed. Do what you could do best, and Thomas Tuchel made him do that, and that's why maybe he's the Champions League winner. Start putting some respect on Jorginho's name. He is a Champions League winner now. You cannot slander him anymore. He's a Champions League winner now. You cannot say
Europa League winner, Champions League winner. Do you know what I mean? He's now putting some medals around his body. Do you know what I mean? So he deserves a lot of respect, and people need to realize he does a specific role. Under Frank Lampard, that's not what he was meant to do. Lone DM, attacking eight, defend by yourself. That's not what Jorginho's game's all about. Under Thomas Tuchel, he's once again sort of like the regista. Do you know what I mean? Like, just making sure the build-up from the back is good. We are press resistant, and he can break through the middle and then release the passes. Look, do I want to see Jorginho improve next season? 100%. I feel like he can be, from deep, launch those long passes to Timo Werner or whoever else and be a lot more clinical with that passing. 100% he can be. So, but we need to understand the specifics that he brings in, and we need to appreciate, as Ishan said, as Lamp said. Yeah.
I mean, can I just be really, really honest here? Like, obviously, a lot of people know I'm not Jorginho's biggest fan, and a lot of the reason for that is because I really don't like the fact that he's a central defensive midfielder who doesn't track back. And sometimes when he gives the ball away, and he gives the ball away in these critical positions, he's always the last player to get back. And I get that. That's not a part of his game. Like, he's very much a system player, as you guys very much correctly identified, and in a great system. And I feel like this system that Tuchel's now come in and implemented, this is why we've now seen the best of Jorginho, in my opinion, I feel, since his arrival at Chelsea, even under Sarri and Lampard. Like, definitely Tuchel has managed to bring out the best of him. But My thing is, I'd love to see it, and literally what Miz said, and if that's the case, then I'm all for it. I want to see him improve. This cannot be the pinnacle for him, because I want to see on a more consistent basis. And the reason why we're not winning Premier League titles is because he's not doing it on a more consistent basis. And a world-class player like Kante, obviously since that season that Sarri's come in, he's now become more injury prone because Sarri just completely overplayed him, played him out position, just was completely relying on him to just carry this Chelsea team through into Champions League spaces that season as well, especially knowing that Hazard was probably on his way out his way out of the club at that time as well. So the reason why I've not been so much of an avid fan is because I want to see it on a more consistent basis. Like for me, what I really want to see, what I value and what I love from my CDMs is bravery. Don't be afraid to carry the ball forward. Don't be afraid to intercept the tackles, and even an injury-prone Kante is making more interceptions and tackles than Jorginho this season, and that concerns me because I'm just thinking I want Jorginho to be as hungry as that, but also to spring those beautiful passes that we know he can do. I just want to see that on a more consistent basis, and if that's the case, if the Tuchel can level up his game, like you guys said, if we can get another CDM, that will just make him just be hungry for that, like brave and own and cherish that position. I'm all for that, honestly.
Nah, for sure. Look at this.
I think it goes without saying that the problem with Jorginho is that he has to be complemented in midfield. Now, when you're playing European games and you have the level of officiating that we had in the Champions League final, which I've never seen before for Chelsea, by the way. That referee was the best I've seen.
Amazing referee. Honestly, amazing referee.
Since I've forgotten the name of that bald head guy.
Exactly, that's the whole point. But you're not supposed to remember his name.
I remember the bald head guy that was like,
but the issue with Jorginho is that he, in the Premier League, I don't want to see my midfielders get out-muscled. He lacks physicality, and that's what people get frustrated with him about and start calling for the likes of Declan Rice and so on. Now, I didn't know much about Tchouaméni. I watched a few clips about him over the past few days, and I thought, wow, this is a baller. This is a guy that probably, if the videos are really what he's about, he's definitely someone that we should bring in, as well as Declan Rice. Because the problem with the Chelsea midfield is that we're so thin on the ground. We've got some lightweights like Jorginho anyway, and I think he was overplayed. I mean, many times he was exhausted, especially when Kante was injured and then Kovacic was injured. You know, he was overplayed, and it affected his form as well. So I don't say get rid of him, but we do need to add to that midfield.
But guys, do you think we need a defensive midfielder, or we need a midfielder maybe with defensive attributes that can actually lay a shot? That's quite important.
We need a Michael Essien. We need a Makelele. We need somebody of that caliber. Because at the end of the day, Kante is doing an amazing job. The guy is absolutely world class. There's no denying his ability and his versatility. But make no mistake, that's not his natural position. He's more of a box to box midfielder.
He's a presser.
You know what I mean? So the fact that he's managed to adapt his position so well, to not only win Leicester a Premier League title, but to also come to us in the following year and win us a Premier League title. The guy and win and you know be part of that vital midfield pivot for France that won them the World Cup. There's no denying this guy is world class because he's so versatile. That's not even his natural ability. That's not even his natural position. Do you know what I mean? But he's managed to adapt to it so well. Can you imagine if we got somebody who's that is their natural position? You know,
I would love a player like Tielemans, man. Someone like Tielemans in the midfield. Oh my God!
Do you know what, Miz? It's so Chelsea to buy players who like outperform against us. So Chelsea.
We did that with Kante.
We did it with Salah. We did it with Ziyech.
Yeah,
I think
we-
you-
we-
I
we-
think
we-
that-
we-
I
For
think
me,
you
it
I
would
think
be-
find
Liverpool at some point we're just buying every player that scored against us. Torres scores against us, we go buy him. Raul Moreno scores against us, we go buy him.
guys,
Right?
I think
What
you
about
find that
this guy?
Tchouaméni is that sort of player. He's good defensively, he's good at ball distribution, and he's good offensively, and he has a stinging shot on him.
Yeah.
And he's good. Like, how many goals does he have? That's what I'm concerned about. Because
I
that's
don't
the
know
thing.
that stat. I don't know that
The
stat.
days
But
of
do you really
Lampard
need
and
to?
Essien,
Look, I'll say
let me just chip in quickly, and then I'll just leave. I mean, the days of Lampard and Essien, that's what we had as well. See, Robin could dribble on the wing, Duff could do some dribble on the wing, Joe Cole could do the same. But when there's a low block, they can do that weird semicircle. When there's a little space, somebody can just pin a shot. It could be Essien, it could be Lampard. That's what we don't have at the moment, right? So, like, Jorginho may not be the strongest, but he does have his quality. Yesterday we saw it because Man City were desperate, and Jorginho can just hold the ball, press resistant, do a 1-2 with another player.
Made some good interceptions as well, man. Made some really key interceptions.
Yeah, but
Like,
can
you
he
know what?
go?
Rudiger just needs to take him to the gym with him. They just need to be. He just needs to be his workout partner. straight up.
Rudiger is just a solid fella. That's an entire. The guy was tough when he was fasting. Can you even begin to imagine not eating all day and be that rugged against strikers that are that strong? I mean, Rudiger is
Let's give few of the others an opportunity. I think was it Grant that you wanted to speak, Grant?
Yeah. What about I think his name is Frank Cassie from AC Milan.
Oh, he's good.
Big
What
call,
about him?
big call. Yeah, he's good. He is good.
Yeah, because
he's
he's a
100% good.
midfielder who would drive the ball, and he likes to kick from the 18.
Yeah, he's very good. I can't lie, man. I can't lie. Undercover, thank you for joining, my man. How you feeling? You're a European champion, my man.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Oh yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah, very good, man. Just to let you know, you're a European champion, Undercover. How you feeling?
Oh, very good. Well deserved. The team played excellent throughout the 90 minutes. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
Brilliant. We just lost Victor. I think he's just back again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to slowly wrap things up. But before we wrap things up, I do want to ask each one of these lovely panelists. By the way, look at this. This is a family. We're growing a family in this channel. This is what we want in the other side of the coin, where we just get all the fans to say their voice and be heard. And we build a community together, ladies and gentlemen. We've got over 50 people. There was one stage over 70. Please smash the like button if you're enjoying. Let's conclude the this talk. Obviously, we'll do many more in the future, but I do want to conclude it from each one of you guys. Want to get a quick answer. We'll start from the beginning. Ishan, I'll go to you. Who's one player in the summer that you want to see Chelsea bring in?
I'll be realistic and what is actually needed. Romelu Lukaku. Yeah.
All right.
30 plus goals in Serie A. Get me that man. Will surely have a Premier League in hand next season.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Ryan, one particular transfer of your desire this summer.
Oh, you know who it's going to be. It's going to be the unrealistic target, Harry Kane, man. You get Harry Kane, that's it. For the next 4 years, domination.
We're sorted. And he's going to bring in the assist as well. Harry Kane, honestly, guys, share this. If you can clip this, put this message out to Harry Kane. We're the European champions, man. Don't forget about rivals. You're not our rival. Spurs is not our rival. Do you know what I mean? We've got 2 Champions League trophies, plethora of Premier Leagues, FA Cups, unbelievable. You're not in the same level as us. So don't tell us you're rivals. So honestly, Harry Kane, forget about all of the rivalry.
Spurs can compete with Leeds now, yeah? Both whites and...
Well, you know what? Leeds probably take over. Leeds probably take over. So yeah, Harry Kane, forget about the rivalry. Just join us. Just join us. Honestly, just join us. Test Merchant, one particular player that you desire.
I don't know whether to go realistic or unrealistic.
Go realistic. Go realistic.
Realistic. Oh, Declan Rice.
All right, that's your one player that you think will mean a lot to us, yeah, next season?
Yeah, it's realistic, yeah, because we need a defensive midfielder. It's like crucial. Like we haven't had one since Matic, so yeah.
Nah, understood, man. Bobby, one particular signing of your desire this summer?
Past 2 speakers have stolen my thunder a bit. I I was going to say Harry Kane, but outside of that, I just have to repeat the guy before me, Declan Rice, for sure.
Wow. Declan Rice, a lot of numbers for Declan Rice. Lamps, your one particular transfer you desire badly.
Oh, I'm dreaming about Harry Kane, of course, but I think
man.
a central defensive midfielder is what we need the most. That's the number one priority target for me, and I'm dreaming about Chiellini, to be honest.
Oh wow, that's amazing. We got a lot of different answers here. Jules, one particular player, bad boy.
I really want Erling Haaland. I live very close to Dortmund. Yeah, so I really want Erling. And I think if we could just get one of our loan players with about a 60 million, we could make that deal this season.
Yeah, do you reckon Callum Hudson-Odoi over there and then get Erling Haaland over here?
Apparently, according to his brother Bradley, Callum wants to stay and fight for his place. I'm not really sure. Maybe he's had a word from Tuchel that next season things might change. Because usually a player will say that if they feel confident that they will be able to play. Because Callum at some point couldn't wait to go to Bayern, could he? So you think that with Dortmund he has a much better chance of playing than even at Bayern. I do not want to sell that player though, because I think, and I made the same point with Serge Gnabry at that time when he was at Arsenal. When Arsenal was saying he wasn't good enough, I go like, this guy's a baller. You guys need to be paid. And they weren't. And look at how he's at Bayern now. Like, Arsenal must be like...
Bro, can you believe it? Pulis said Gnabry was not a good player.
And he said that. I was like, are you out of your mind? Seriously. Yeah, and
you know
so
what? It's okay because Arsenal fans are deluded. Let's hope they keep disrespecting their players, yeah? And then we can just come in and just take up Martinelli, innit?
Exactly. I really feel like Callum might do well with a loan move, but I think next season if we play a 4-3-3 or something, then he will certainly fit on that wing. Because even on the right wing back, if you remember at the beginning, he was actually doing well there. Except that I think the coach decided to change because Reece is much more solid defensively. And obviously you can't play a proper winger all the time in the defensive right wing. That's not good, especially with Aspie who can't run that quickly. So I think if we could get Broha or maybe one of our players who are in our loan farm with about 60 million, we could make that all-on deal. I think Marina should at least give it a try. Yeah,
man. Look, Erling Haaland, there was once upon a time where, Roman Abramovich, apparently he wanted Erling Haaland. So let's see what happens there. Yeah, well, there was rumors that he really admires Erling Haaland. Roman Abramovich absolutely admires Erling Haaland, but it is a tough one to happen. But let's see.
Yeah, he's a baller for sure.
Let's see what happens there.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the other factor as well, the wages. Yeah, the wages is a big deal. Grant, one particular player that you desire. Kimmich, wow. So that's probably an unrealistic one.
That's very unrealistic. That's not possible.
Bayern Munich will never let him go. I don't think he even wants to go as well. But Kimmich would be amazing. He would be amazing. He can play multiple positions.
Yeah, that's really characteristic of a lot of Bayern players, isn't it? If you remember, Alaba could do the same. He could play right back, left back, centre back.
Yeah,
and
defensive midfield.
Austria, he plays offensive midfield. That guy is like, that's the thing with Bayern. They have these players. You don't know where they grew them from. They're really that good.
Reece James is a bit like that.
Yeah, Reece can play many positions as well.
Back, right back, centre mid.
DM, CDM, CM.
We just need, like, I think because Reece is like so programmed into being defensively minded, he's really scared to kind of go up against, like, go up on the wings, like not so much like you know the way Trent Alexander-Arnold does.
Yes,
well.
yes.
Like,
be bold.
Yeah, if you record the final, what were we exploiting the most? The left-hand side. It was Ben Chilwell that wasn't afraid to run up on the wings. But Reece was kind of dropping back because he was a bit more defensively minded, which is okay because that works for our benefit. But
hopefully next season.
If they switch to a back four, I want to see him up on them wings a bit more.
Yeah, his delivery is amazing.
Yeah, not just his ability.
Nobody's mentioned Mbappe.
I personally can bring back Mbappe in the price is just, oh my god. Florentino Perez wanted a Super League simply because he couldn't buy Mbappe. Right? So that's how unrealistic that is. I mean,
it's a good call from Bobby. No one's mentioned Mbappe. But Grant, you were going to say something, or was it Victor? Were you going to say something?
I was going to say something.
First Grant and then Victor. Go Grant.
with Tuchel, I really understand how actually he actually been coaching, because if you can see back about 2 games ago, you have Reece James playing right defense, right? Remember in Saturday game, he didn't get any opportunity to go forward. So the only thing you have to do is just to stay back with Sterling. So he's actually been training Reece James for weeks just to stay right there, not to go.
True.
And even remember when even when Lampard been saying that Callum cannot defend, when Tuchel came in, he actually put him in a wing back role for him to start to defend. So it's just his tactics is actually unrealistic. I like how he's actually coached. And I told you before, nobody could actually even study him, because he's actually thinking and he's actually watching all the teams, and he know how to break them down, he know how to beat them. So that's why he got the best of Pep, because Pep came out with almost the same formation, just like but we have Kante. Everywhere Kante is supposed to be. Even if De Bruyne switch, Kante will actually switch with him. And even I'm wondering how nobody's even giving Rudiger any props for even taking out De Bruyne out of the game. Because look at it. Remember Real Madrid take out Salah and they win their Champions League. That's the best player they have. De Bruyne was their best player. We have to take him out.
Look, I mean,
all the one who could actually just all the one can drive the ball and actually shoot from anywhere, and that's a problem. So once we take him out, then we have the game.
Yeah, look, man, I do want a massive, shout out to Kevin De Bruyne. Hopefully he recovers, because that looked pretty nasty, man. He looked dazed after that. His eyes just went black. So I don't like it when people get injured or anything like that. I hope he recovers quick, but it was a bit of for me, it was a bit of a changer when you don't have Kevin De Bruyne. But that's for another day. Undercover, your one player that you want.
Declan Rice.
There we go. Man has said it. Lots of DMs being shouted here. Victor, you're the last man. Who do you want?
Just get me a striker. I want any striker, because we need.
Danny Ings.
If you think about it,
I said we need.
You could actually get Mbappe, because Mbappe has 1 year left in his contract.
Mbappe has a year left in his contract.
Bring Patrick Lampard
by the way,
back.
Bobby's right. Why we link with Mbappe? why aren't we linked with Mbappe? Mbappe, we are the European champions, my man. We're the European champions.
He don't want to sign a new contract with PSG, because PSG are so bad right now. They can't even win their league. They can't even win their own league.
They're about to lose their manager.
It's the same reason.
I really would want Mbappe to go and prove in other league. It would be very interesting to see how Mbappe does in other leagues.
It's probably
in Farmers League, it's okay.
That's a very good point. We're the European.
I think we should go all out on Mbappe personally.
We should be able to attract any man we want right
but
now.
They need to be contacting us. They need to be contacting us. No, we don't contact them. You contact us, my man. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, what a fun time I've had with all you guys. If you've appreciated this show, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe and hit the bell notification. It's the off season. There's going to be plenty of streams. I've got some big guests lined up as well. So do look out for that. And of course, I'm going to have more of these Talk Chelsea with MIZ on a regular basis, because I love talking to the fans, man. It's such an awesome entertainment. So yeah, guys, have a fantastic evening. Have a good morning wherever you are. Have a good afternoon, whatever it is. Until next time, see ya.
Thanks, Miz.